Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. Good evening all. We're here to discuss the latest Manchester United news and fallout to the absolute guff, gash, horrendous, despicable, rancid, festering, rancid game of football that took place earlier, guys. Manchester United versus Brighton, and obviously discussing the latest United news other than that. And having a debate about the current situation, the current state of the football club, the team, the manager, the coaches, everything. We're going to get into it raw tonight and have it out with the legends in the live chat. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Do us a favour at the start of this show and smash that like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up on the stream. You know what to do. Drop the likes. Hit the thumbs ups, share us around on social media as well if you want to do that. That will help us out. You can repost the link that's pinned to the top of the live chat. Somewhere in there you can see there's a link to Twitter. Go to that, click the repost button and we'll shout you out a bit later on. But shout out everyone in the chat, V2+10, Matthew Smith, Time Is Up, Real Killers, Scott, Flip, What's Happening, Chris, Abel, Johnny, Madhouse, S-Clad there, Sanjay, Ruthless, Matthew Bassett, let's go. Get in there, Matthew Smith as well, how you doing? Duncan Belifo, Kingslayer, Money, Secret Underdog the Gamer, Sean Hockridge, how you getting on, lad? Rushmano, yes indeed. Absolutely, Kate Cadet, welcome in. Larry, Aaron, Adam, and everybody else as well. You know, thank you very much for joining us and getting aboard the Bacon Express. Ulster, Gordon, VK Dean, everyone, thanks for joining. Yeah, do us a favour at the start then, guys. Smash the likes, share it around, and of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. You will see that we are only 12 subscribers away from the next milestone of 74,700 subscribers. So do hit the subscribe button if you're new and get involved and have your say. So, look, Man United absolutely fucking guff today. I think that's fair to say. A horrible performance. One of the worst we've seen for a while. Well, actually, not that long ago. We've seen some pretty abysmal performances recently from Manchester United. You don't have to go that far back. It is a contrast to what we were doing most of the last year. I suppose it's similar in the sense that we started last season very gashly as well. But the thing is that we'd expected to have progressed over this period of time. 15 months Ten Hag's been at the club. We would have expected to progress. Now, of course, we do have shithouse Glazers still at the football club, and that is the primary issue with this football club. And of course, the rancid standards have been affecting every aspect of the club, and that has to be said. But also, you know, you look at where we've sort of improved over the last few months, and we haven't. We haven't really improved at all. In fact, you could say that we have indeed gone backwards in a lot of ways. So, Ten Hag signed a bunch of players in the summer. He signed some players that look good. He's also signed a couple of rope merchants, a couple of ropey-looking individuals. Mason Mount reminds me of somebody who should be serving me candy floss at the fun fair. Not necessarily playing for Manchester United. He wasn't even playing today. I'm just saying, that's a sus signing. The goalkeeper position as well is a little bit suspect if you ask me. Not because he's not a good keeper, just because did it really need to be strengthened that much? We've got issues with the right-hand side of the pitch because of off-the-field problems. Not really Ten Hag's fault. But then again, his management of Jadon Sancho has obviously caused some sort of a rift going on there. Now, personally, I think he's right to treat Jadon Sancho like a clown, because that's what he's acting like. Nicola, please stop that. Oh my goodness me, I literally told her last night, don't clang and bang in the kitchen. I'm trying to do a bloody stream, it's unreal. Anyway, so, yeah, listen, it's obviously not very good at the moment, is it? It's, the reality with Erik Ten Hag is, he's not getting the best out of this Manchester United side right now. You know, I'm not necessarily going to blame Erik ten Hag for the entirety of this situation, but you know, I still feel like Erik ten Hag is the right guy for Man United. I've got a little poll going throughout the show here. Get your votes in. We've had 168 votes. The poll running at the top of the chat says, is Ten Hag the right man for Man United? I want you guys to have a vote on that, and we'll check in on it a bit later on. But what are you doing? You're making noise, and now my door's blown open. Did you push it open? Yellow card, out of the kitchen immediately. No, seriously, pop off upstairs, please. Trying to do a video. You have been warned. Don't make me give you a second yellow and give you a straight red. Or a second, what? No, you've just eaten. Why'd you have to eat again? Super. Anyway, listen. Sorry about that, guys. Jassy Singh, what's going on? Says, Benjamin Maguire was a backwards move, Piggy. Says Jassy. Well, no, come on, Jassy. You're talking absolute shite, lad. You're talking absolute nonsense there, Jassy Singh, lad. Benjamin Maguire was a backwards move. What is the matter with you, bro? I'm not even going to respond to that message, mate. You're obviously talking absolute nonsense. So, look, let's get into it, guys. Ten Hag's, he's responded to the game earlier on, and, you know, he's been speaking after the game. Let's get into what he said. My humble opinion on Erik ten Hag is he is the right man for the job. It's easy just to blame Erik ten Hag after 5 games and say, oh, he's not right. He was certainly the right man to guide us to 3rd place in a League Cup trophy, our first trophy in 5 years, and an FA Cup final last season. While he had arguably a lesser squad, or certainly not a squad that he had as much interest in shaping himself, he's up against the Glazer shithouses. So, you know, I think people have short memories. And yeah, okay, it's unacceptable that we spent more money. It is unacceptable that we spent more money and we've started the season that we have. But I think there's a lot of factors involved in why this is, really. I think the squad is obviously fundamentally flawed. There's still a bunch of gash merchants in there. There's not enough depth and quality. We've got injury problems at the moment as well. That's a big factor. I mean, there's no way that Tony Martial should be coming off the bench. There's no way that Scott McTominay should be starting the game. But these are, I guess, Ten Hag decisions. But perhaps he's sort of been forced into making these decisions due to all of the injury problems we've currently got at this moment in time. So you have to say that, you know, I feel for Erik ten Hag because, crikey, he must be super disappointed with how his squad has started this campaign. And he's gone from having like 2 very expensive right wingers to having none. I guess he does not have to play Bruno Fernandes right wing, so he's got some options there. You know, like, why wasn't Pellistri on? Why did McTominay start the game? He could have played Bruno deeper, or Christian Eriksen deeper, Bruno in his favoured position, and played Pellistri on the right. So he definitely had a bunch of options. I don't really understand his selections. I don't understand his, you know, his substitutions. Why would you bring Tony Martial on for Rasmus Højlund after 63 minutes, etc.? So, okay, he has got injury problems in the squad, but he's also fundamentally made some errors. I think he's got to hold his hands up and admit that he's made some errors there. He could have played Pellistri on the right. He could have played Garnacho. Instead, he's elected to play Bruno out of position when he could have done something a little bit more intelligent. I mean, smash a 1 in the chat if you agree and you think that Pellistri should have been starting in that game in his actual position on the right. Let us know what you think, because he didn't play, he didn't come on until the 83rd minute, and that was just too much of an issue. Yeah, Gordon, I have to agree, team selection was part of the problem, but the substitution was awful. Yeah, so the initial team selection, there's no need to play Scott McTominay. He's obviously proven to be guff, and whenever he plays, he is bang average, and today was no different. Lots of ones coming in the live chat there. Today was no different in regards to Scott McTominay having an invisible game and performing like an absolute lemon. We do have, you know, plenty of options in other areas to play the right wing. Okay, maybe it's not ideal to play Bruno deeper or Eriksen deeper alongside Cassie, but you could have done that. You could have done that, and then you could have quite easily had, you know, Pellistri or Garnacho or something like that playing on the right. So, you know, to say that Ten Hag isn't wrong for his selection is actually incorrect, because he definitely didn't select the best possible team in hindsight, and hindsight's a beautiful thing, my friends. But in hindsight, he could have done other things that maybe would have been more effective, and perhaps favoured certain players in their favoured positions rather than try and fit in players in other positions just because there's a hole there, because we don't have the senior right winger, so to speak. So I am pretty disappointed with how we set up for the game. I'm also disappointed with his in-game management today, taking Højlund off at the time that he did and bringing on Tony Martial. You know, it's an absolute debacle, to be fair. It's an absolute debacle. So he's got it wrong. He's got to hold his hands up. He's not perfect. He's got it wrong today. No doubt about it. Don't know what the fuck he was doing, guys. He was melting all over the place with his selection and his substitutions. And I'm not sure what sort of style of football we're playing. He's got it wrong today. You have to say that. Anybody who doesn't think that is the case, I think is maybe somewhat delusional, because he did get it wrong today. You can see that by how he selected the team and how he's made his substitutions and the negative impacts that they had. So he definitely got it wrong. But it's only a game. It's one game. Okay, it's on the back of a couple of bad losses in the league as well. That's 5 games now, 2 wins, 3 losses. That's bad. That's bad. But it's still early days. He can still learn a lot from this, and hopefully he does learn a lot from this. Hopefully he learns, to go with Pellistri and play Bruno through the middle. Hopefully he learns, that certain games require certain players. I mean, okay, we heard Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a knock. Well, why is he coming on for the last 10 minutes then? If he's had a knock and he's not fit to play, don't play him. But to not play Wan-Bissaka up against Matoma is a bit of a head scratcher for me as well. To play McTominay in the centre when we could have played Bruno or Eriksen a bit deeper and had the other players central and had Pellistri on the right, that's a bit of a head scratcher. I don't get it. That's all I'll say. I just don't get it. So he's got it wrong, but it is a game. He's entitled to get it wrong every now and then. Let's hope he learns from it. I honestly do think he's a good coach, and I think he did well for us last season. I still think he's the man for Manchester United. Get your votes in that poll, guys. Interestingly enough, it's at the moment, it's got 295 votes. 54% of the live chat say yes, he is the right man for the job. 46% of the live chat say no, he's not the right man for the job. Wow, that's a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought there'd be a lot more people saying yes, they still think Ten Hag is the guy. And I still think Ten Hag is the guy as well. He might not be up there with, your Pep Guardiolas of this world right now, but he's hopefully a manager that's on the ascendancy and can hopefully, bring back better days at United. Remember, he's got a big task at Man United, getting rid of the shite. He's got a big task raising the standards of Manchester United, raising the professionalism, all that sort of stuff. It's not easy. You can't just do it overnight. So he's got a big task in front of him. He needs our support. He needs our support. Let's get a cheeky little Eric Ten Hag emoji or a hashtag Ten Hag in the live chat, because 46% of the live chat say no, he's not the right man. But he needs our support right now, guys. What are we going to do? Become another choppy, changey club and just go and sack him and get somebody else in after losing a couple of games? Come on. There's been plenty of occasions when managers haven't had a very good start at a football club. One of the biggest ones is obviously Sir Alex Ferguson. Look what happened with keeping the faith in him. Ten Hag exceeded expectations last year. I think it's a bit silly to say Ten Hag out right now after 5 games of the season, to be fair. He needs a lot of time. We'll judge him at the end of the season or judge him later on in the season, but after 5 games, it's pretty ridiculous. Thank you, Sub Shock, for getting in here with your £2 super chat. He says subs seem to be resting players for Bayern Munchen. Says Sub Shock. Interesting. I mean, I don't know about that, my son. Subs seem to be resting players. Why would we do that when we've got such importance in the Premier League? It's a fair one, but certainly we needed to win that game. We needed to try and get the 3 points in the league. So I don't really understand that, to be fair. I mean, okay, I see what you're saying. Bring Rasmus Højlund off so you can play him in the Champions League. The substitutes you're saying, we've taken them off so they can play in that game. Get the game won against Brighton first and foremost. Get the game won against Brighton. Thank you for subscribing there, Leonidas. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Get in there, my son. Come on. Zayn Miassi. Thank you very much, Zane, for your super chat. He says, why didn't United re-sign Welbeck? He would have been good as a backup. Also, do you admit you should have signed Timber and not Martinez, says Zayn Miassi. Zayn Miassi, fuck off, mate. Yellow card for you, bud. Get out my face with that nonsense, Zayn Miassi, lad. Timber instead of Martinez. Timber's on the fucking physio table right now, mate. Timber's a fucking absolute chopped piece of wood, mate. You know what I mean? He's still falling right now, mate. Timber! Guy's a fucking melt. What are you talking about? Martinez is a butcher with a meat cleaver in hand, ready to fucking slice you up like bacon, sir. What are you talking about? He's a beat. Yes, you had a bit of a shitter of a game today. Oh, you telling me Arsenal players never had a bit of a shitter of a game? They're always having bit of a shitters of a game. You're talking nonsense, aren't you, Zane? And Welbeck, okay, maybe as a backup. I still maintain that at the time when we got rid of Welbeck, he probably could have stayed and done a rotationary backup job for us. Same goes for people like Chicharito Hernandez. These players, did they really need to go at the time? No. But you know what? We don't go back, mate. You don't go back and date your girlfriend from 8 years ago, mate. You know what I'm saying? It's not what happens, bro. We don't need to go and sign him, yeah? We don't need to go and do that. We have to focus on the future, go and move on and get better players. Welbeck's bang average. Okay, he's doing well at Brighton. Brighton are a great team. But let's face it. Man United can do better than Danny Welbeck and should be aiming for higher than Danny Welbeck these days. So you're just a double melter, Amy Assey. Do you know what? You know what? Same comment. Second yellow, mate. Second yellow, mate. You know, same comment. I've decided. Second yellow, mate, for dissent. Red card. Amy Assey, pull the other one, lad. Thank you, Chris Wildy, for getting in here with your super chat. He says, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I just want to say that watching your videos helps me through my depression. Keep up the good work. Chris Wildy, mate, I'm very pleased to help in some way, even if you are a complete Liverpool scumbag. But thank you so much for getting in here with that. That's a very nice comment, mate. Everyone, get some love in there for Chris Wildy, and I hope you, I wish you the very best in your, your fight against depression and stuff, my man. Can we get some big love in there for Chris Wildy? Much love to you, Mr. Wildy, even though you're a Liverpool scumbag. Yes, indeed. Oh... Yeah, Zane's sent straight off there. He can go and have a bath with Jury and Timber as far as I'm concerned. What a fucking melter. Oh, hello there, Kevin. What's going on? Kevin Ashford, a legend, has entered, says Ten Hag is the right man, but he's working with his hands tied. What other top club uses the loan market? Spot on. You're right. You know, this is what I'm saying. He is working with his hands tied right now. It's a great way of putting it, really. He should be basically having all of what he needs at a club like Manchester United. Okay, it's all well and good to go and spend the money that he spent, but have we actually got a full set of cards? Ten Hag's playing with a deck with like 6 cards missing or something. You know, there's 52 cards in a deck of cards. He's having to play poker with a set with only 46 in, and 6 of them are fucking jokers. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. He doesn't have the full set to be able to play properly, so he's having to do what he can do. Now, people say, oh, he spent all this money, he's done that. He's still got people that wouldn't fuck off in the summer, like McTominay, like Martial, like Maguire. We could have quite easily gone and replaced these melts with new players who he did want, i.e. Kim Min-jae, i.e. Pavard, i.e. Todibo at the back there would have given us a lot more options during this period as well. Could have gone and got somebody else, like, I don't know, Kane or somebody. Who knows? Let's aim for the fucking, for the moon. Why not? We could have done stuff like this. We could have given the depth that we needed. We didn't have to sign Sofian Amrabat last day of the transfer window, etc. So I agree. This isn't the best scenario for any manager to work in. It's, they spent the money. Yeah, they spent some money. But they haven't gone the whole hog like they never do. They never give us all of what we need. Fair enough, if they gave us all of what we need, you could say, oh, he's failed. But actually, no, it's early doors in his career. He's done well considering up against all of that shite, in spite of all of that shite last season. It's very early and we've had a stuttering, spluttering start, but I still got faith in Erik Ten Hag as well. Come on, I think he's definitely the right man at the moment. You know, you can't judge him too much based on the first 5 games. It's about turning it around. Turning it around and doing what he can do. And remember, we have got injury problems at the moment. There's a depth issue at United, and that's more apparent now because we have got a lot of people injured. If we had all of our players fit, we know that Varane's the glue that holds the back line together. If he's fit, we're a much better side. If we've got Casemiro and Amrabat in the midfield, we should have a much more solid base to build on. And, you know, Højlund's only just coming into the side after being injured. He's only just settling in. He looks good, actually, today. I liked Højlund's performance. I think he's going to be good. So, you know, let's just be honest and say that he's not had a perfect start to the season because of extenuating circumstances. By the way, folks, if you're just getting in the stream, we've got 400 legends in here tonight. Welcome into you all. Do us a favour if you're just getting in here. Smash the like button on this video. That's the one that looks like that. Hit the thumbs up button. It's free to like the video and it helps the stream out, so please do hit the likes. Also, as you can see, we're only 1 sub away from 74,700, so please do subscribe. Yes, indeed, Rushmano, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting in. Right, so let's just get into what Ten Hag said then. You know, we could talk about this until we're blue in the face, and it is obviously very frustrating start to the season. It's unacceptable in a lot of ways. I don't think it's all down to Ten Hag. I think it's a lot down to the setup, the arrangement, the disease at Manchester United that's taken place from the top down, from the Glazer shithouses, etc. But look, obviously, this is what Ten Hag had to say after the game. He basically said that it was not our day today, and it obviously was not our day today at all. Why has that not worked? I've just got a blank Twitter thing here. I don't know, maybe it's been deleted. But whatever. Ten Hag just said it's not our day. But he did say that you learn many things from a gastastic performance like this, basically, that you do learn more from your defeats, obviously, than you do your victories. He said you learn many things from such a game. From the mental side, you can keep strong in moments. But I have seen good stuff. The way we created chances, we're just not finishing them, but that will change. There was actually some good moments in the game. You think about a lot of the chances we had. Rashford spurned a couple. He's being far too greedy in that second half. He was very good in the first half. Rasmus Højlund missed a sort of couple early doors as well, which maybe once he's settled in, once he's a bit sharper, he might bag. This has been the problem at United for years. Since last season, we got Wout Veggie, Smeggy Smeghurst playing for us, not being able to take these chances. We've not had a proper striker. Tony Marcial's an injury-prone, molly-cuddled little melt. We've got so many problems when it comes to just converting chances. So I couldn't agree more, really. The actual build-up play, and a lot of the build-up in certain games, like even that Spurs game, we could have been 2-3 up at half-time if it wasn't for gastastic finishing. So we are creating some chances, maybe not enough chances, but we're creating some chances, and we should be capable of finishing these chances to a better degree. So hopefully that will come, but we've been saying that for a long time, but hopefully that will come. In regards to Højlund, let's just ask the live chat, how do you rate Højlund's performance out of 10 today? First start at Old Trafford. Let us know your thoughts. I'm going to give him a 6.5. I think I said 6 during the watch-along. I'm actually going to give him a 6.5 after thinking about it, because genuinely, he didn't get all the service in the world. His movement was great. He's finding those pockets of space. He's obviously a young player, only 20. He's basically faced with trying to be the focal point of Manchester United's attack at 20 years of age after coming in for 72 million. That's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Look at all these, quite high numbers coming in, 6, 5, 7s, 8s, etc. Okay, 0 for 0 goals. Well, that's just a stupid mentality, isn't it, James T, lad? Because he did actually score. He did actually get the ball in the back of the net anyway. But there was a ruling of VAR because there was a fucking scrotum outside the box or outside the line for Rashford's assist. He just took it slightly beyond the line. And, other than that, that was a great finish by Rasmus Højlund and would have given him some confidence. So I don't know about that, mate. That was literally fine margins. Fine margins. I mean, look, he probably should not have been removed from the second half. This is one thing I do want to say about Ten Hag that he's had a bit of a mare on, because I think he could have stuck him on there for another 10 minutes. He's taken him off after 63 minutes, and you look over and you're thinking, who's he going to bring on here? And he's only bringing on pigging Tony Martial. So that was a big fail on Ten Hag's part today. I did think that, what the fuck is he doing with that? There's no real hope, I don't think, when you see Tony Martial coming on the pitch, that he's going to do anything. And in fact, Tony Martial came on and literally did nothing. Literally did nothing. That was what he does. He does nothing. You can expect that from Tony, so don't bring him on. Simple. He should hopefully learn from that. But, it was very disappointing to see Tony Martial replace Rasmus after only 63 minutes. I get it. He's trying to keep him fresh. He's not trying to push him too much too soon, because he is just coming back from an injury and he is young. But it was quite bizarre that he didn't, get a few more minutes, especially when you consider that he was actually the most threatening player out there for us to actually score. So I was very disappointed when I saw that. But look, Ten Hag on being booed by the fans. So apparently the fans at Old Trafford, some of them anyway, booed that substitution of Rasmus Højlund. And Ten Hag after the game said this. He said, "It was positive. You see the fans in the first moment at Old Trafford, reception was great. He performed very well. It was good. They gave this signal. We'll give him belief. He came in with a small issue. He's not ready for a whole game." So Ten Hag justifying this decision by saying that, he's not ready for a whole game. He needed just a warm-up, essentially, and he didn't want to push him too hard. So, I mean, I do kind of understand that, but I don't see how 5 or 10 minutes extra would have really hurt that much, because he could have perhaps scored us a goal in that time, because he was being a threat for us up there. But look, Ten Hag obviously knows best, but when you knowingly weaken your side to the point where you're bringing Tony Martial on, it's a big suspect situation, mate. So I really don't understand what he was doing there. That was a bad substitution all round. He could have done something else. We could have seen perhaps the inclusion of someone like Garnacho or Pellistri and just mixed the formation up just a little bit there. We could have seen something different. He didn't have to bring on Tony Martial. So as far as I'm concerned, Tony Martial shouldn't be playing for Manchester United, hardly at all, only when you absolutely have bare bones and you need him, which you could argue that is the case right now, I suppose. But look, obviously, Ten Hag talked talked about it being booed. Fab said it here as well, and it's just more the same here. But yeah, his choice to remove Højlund, he said it was positive, reception was great, he performed very well, it was good they gave this signal. So, okay, yeah, we were happy with Højlund. That's good. That is one good positive thing that happened, I suppose. In regards to the amount of money that we have spent, by the way, look at this. This is a shocking statistic for you guys. A shocking statistic. You've probably seen this anyway, but Brighton and Hove Albion starting 11 cost £17 million, less than a quarter of what Man United paid for Jadon Sancho. And Dahoud was the only starter signed by De Zerbi. Yet tactically, technically, and mentally, they gorged on Man United's shortcomings. The boos were the least of Ten Hag's worries. That's horrible, isn't it? When you think about that. So, yes, you often do see managers come in and they are able to get a team performing better even if they don't sign any players, right? And so De Zerbi's got his team together there playing a certain style of football. They only cost 17 million as an assembled team. And only one of the players is a player that De Zerbi actually signed. So there's all this talk about, oh, you know, Ten Hag hasn't been able to stamp his identity fully on United yet. But how come De Zerbi has? That's all I'm saying. You know, Brighton are obviously a really good team right now. To be fair, Potter set a really good precedent with them before he fucked off to Chelsea. And they've had a very good time since under De Zerbi. And he's taken them on even more. So I guess the foundations were laid there to be successful. And he's just run with it. But you do have to credit De Zerbi. You'd have to say, well, when you consider those stats, when you consider the amount of money that they've actually got in their team, the amount of money that they've spent and assembled that team on, it's outrageous, isn't it? It's absolutely outrageous. So, you know, just some more stats on that front here. You know, on a serious note, says Statman Dave, that was awful. Brighton have spent a fraction of what Man United spent in the last 5 years, yet their squad's 5 times better than ours. The depth at striker Brighton have alone sums up the situation. Exactly. Why have they got, you know, Welbeck doing well, Evan Ferguson come off the bench and stuff like this, and we've only got Rasmus Højlund and he's not even 100% fit. The depth at striker is obviously a good sum up of that. He says, if you have a director of football who's clueless without a serious data department plus parasitic owners, what are you supposed to do? Bayern Munich next. Yeah, so this is the issue. Brighton is a fantastic run club, isn't it? Brighton's a brilliant run club. Man United is an awful run club from every aspect. I think the people in charge in the hierarchy underneath the Glazers are just Glazer yes men, you know, just like they were before years ago, and they still are, if you ask me. The likes of Arnold, the likes of Murtaugh, these guys, you know, they don't do it for me. They don't do it for me. They're just more Glazer shithousery sort of yes man, if you ask me. And then you've got the owners who are absolute parasites, which that also is going to be the biggest issue at United. It's just the owners. So that's the problem we've got. It's like, it doesn't matter who we've got in our squad. It doesn't matter who the manager is. We are going to be somewhat hindered by just the situation of Manchester United. But at the same time, Ten Hag should be able to get a bit more out of this side. I think that is a fair comment. You know, I don't want to hate on Ten Hag. I think he's doing good stuff, and I think hopefully this is just a bad blip at the start of this season and we'll turn it around. But he should be doing a bit better, shouldn't he? As we've said, you know, De Zerbi's getting the best out of this team, and he's only signed one player, and they're a much lesser cost, less value side. So it is very, it's very concerning. We got some quotes from De Zerbi actually after the game, which he said there's too difficult, this question, in regards to how they can comfortably beat Man United. He said, too difficult, this question. The quality of players very high. Organisation of club. Possibility to manage 2 players per position. I don't know. Problem of Man United. I can explain my team. We're used to working our style. I think that's something we have to say, is that De Zerbi and Brighton do have a very good style. They've got a great team ethic, but also it all stems from the top as well. You know, like you said, the organisation of the club in general is very good. Brighton, one of the best run clubs in the country, no doubt. And they have got a bit more depth in certain areas, you know, not depth in terms of like quality and amounts of money and signings, but like we've just said about their striker position, think about that. Why have they got more options? Why have they got, you know, more quality players, or at least a higher number of players to call upon there against, you know, compared to United? That should not be the case at all. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's down to the organisation of the club, and also you just have to credit De Zerbi and Brighton and the way that Brighton is run as a football club, and say that it is much better than the way that Manchester United is run. Ten Hag up against it, obviously. Ten Hag, he said it himself the other day in that press conference before this game, when asked about Sancho. He says he has to sort of set some strict lines. He has to try and fix the philosophy that's in the squad that he came in, and you know, when he came in, there was a feeling around the place that obviously Manchester United were slack set up, guys. And he's got to try and change that. He's got to set a certain standard, get the professionalism to a higher level, etc. within the squad. And that is going to take time. And to try and get that team spirit and to that unity, that takes time too. So he's up against it. But at the same time, you do have to say, yes, De Zerbi is doing a brilliant job with Brighton, and they're just a good team, and they've got a good style. They do actually have an identity, and they work very hard for each other as a team. Man United, come on. I mean, some of those players today, they're shite, aren't they? Ten Hag doesn't have to select them, I suppose, but he's got to select somebody, and we've got big injury issues. McTominay, such an invisible melter today. Casemiro, Mr. 4-times Champions League winner today. Might as well have changed his name to, I don't know, like Casey Merton or something. Just some bloke from fucking Burnley. You know what I mean? Who just plays for the local dog and duck. Because he was fucking shite, weren't he? You know, some of these players have to step up as well. Like, how can they be that bad? That's what I'm wondering. Rashford, super gash-tastic in that second half. Super selfish in that second half. Needed to give that service to Rasmus. We could have had a goal or two. You know, disappointing. So, yes, okay. Ten Hag making some of the wrong decisions, making some of the wrong substitutions, but also some of these players that he's supposed to depend on absolutely crumble jobbing it all over the gaff. Very, very disappointing from a lot of the players today in general. Martinez, the butcher, what a great player. Not today, he was shite. Victor Dwindled off after a couple of minutes, had a hand in their first goal. Too busy putting together flat-pack furniture in his fucking head, the twat. You know what I'm saying? So we've obviously got a lot of issues with players not performing, not pulling their weight at the football club. There was only two positives, if you ask me, from today, really, which was, Reguilon looked good at left back. He had a good game, and Rasmus Højlund looked pretty decent throughout as well, and I was happy with his contribution, considering that's his first proper start for Manchester United. Other than that, to a man, they were all shite, weren't they? So that's what he's faced with. He's faced with trying to get this underperforming team to actually start playing together properly, and it's not that easy. Clearly it's not been easy for the previous managers, it's not been easy for Ten Hag, and it's just we're cursed under the Glazers shithouses in the way that they run this football club. Look, obviously it's not just De Zerbi that thinks that the organisation of the club makes a difference as well. So, have a look at this. Gary Neville is blaming it firmly on the Glazer shithouses. If we have a look at what Gary Neville said after the game, he's putting some tweets out and he says, oh, and yes, the Glazers are responsible. It's how it works. You own a business and everything good and bad sits with you. They inherited the best in all areas. They've overseen 10 years of mediocrity off the pitch and on the pitch. They set the culture of greed, ill-discipline, indecision and uncertainty that runs right through the club. So, I think you have to say that's bang on. You can't deny that. This hasn't happened overnight. Ten Hag hasn't come in and failed overnight. This has been a slow slip in standards over 17, 18 years that's taken place here, really. Certainly post-Fergie, anyway, last 10 years. It's been a fucking shit show. So the standards have slipped massively at United. You can look at every single area of the football club to see that. I mean, in Manchester United's canteen, they've probably got vending machines with bloody marathon bars in. You know what I'm saying? They've got defunct in 1972 or whatever. They got fucking marathon bars. They haven't even replenished and replaced them with Snickers, for fuck's sake. They've got big issues throughout the club. The technology's not there. The facilities aren't there. The stadium's not there. All the standards have slipped massively at the football club, The fax machine's on the blink. They haven't bothered to fucking address that. There's loads of big problems taking place here in all areas. And that is going to have a knock-on effect, isn't it? It's going to have a knock-on effect to the rest of your team, the rest of your sort of mentality. Mentality, guys. Tidy environment, tidy mind. Gash environment, gash mind. That kind of works sometimes. And it's not just me that's saying that. Cristiano said it. Zlatan said it. People come out and talked about how small and closed mentality there is at Manchester United in the actual behind the scenes. This is a very big shame, because United should be one of the biggest clubs in all areas, but we're barely left behind. So Gary Neville saying it how it is, really. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in the chat, everyone, because I think that is the biggest problem with Manchester United, obviously. We can say, Ten Hag's having a shitter, which he did today, but it's not his fault why we're in this situation, and he has got injury problems and all the rest of it. And it's a standards thing. He's got to try and undo the last 10 years of slipping standards. It's not that easy to do. People say, look at Postecoglou at Spurs. Look at De Zerbi at Brighton. Fair enough, it can happen. You get, a new manager boost. Postecoglou's doing the business over there at Spurs right now. Will he be able to keep that going? I doubt it, to be fair. I know he's a good coach, but I doubt it. They've got they've got a manager boost there. New manager boost is what's taking place there. But look, obviously, De Zerbi has a style. They have a style. Brighton have a style. He said, obviously it's about they're used to working with their style. He knows that. But what pisses me off is Brighton posting on social media saying that they love playing at Old Trafford. So back-to-back Premier League wins here. We just love playing at Old Trafford, and they do. Brighton are a good team, whichever way you look at it. They're a very, very good team, and they're kind of like a bogey team for us at this moment in time. We can't seem to get the better of these guys. De Zerbi does not know what the problem is at United. When asked about us, of course, he does not know. He says, I can explain my team. We are playing with courage. That's something that Man United are not playing with. We're playing with discourage, aren't we? The players look discouraged out there. They certainly look like they are shriveling up out there. They don't have the bottle. They don't have the team unity. They don't have the belief. There's a big issue, and I don't just blame Ten Hag on it, to be fair. I don't just blame Ten Hag on this whole situation. There's many factors. It's the players, it's the injury issues, it's the mentality of the club, it's the standards, it's the standards from the owners, it's everything from the top down. There's a lot of reasons why we're failing at this moment in time. It's not just because of Ten Hag. Gary Neville, though, just to give you some more reaction from G-Nev also said this. He said... He didn't have anything to say. But he basically just said, it's no surprise. These guys are fucking melting. Because they are, they just don't look like they're working for each other. They don't look like they're working like a unified team. They're not playing hard. They don't seem to have the belief or the confidence right now. And he says it's piss poor. You go back to the days of Gary Neville, when he was playing for the side, obviously. Crikey, the standards were massive at Manchester United. You couldn't get away with being lackadaisical in the training or anything like that. And if you think about what's happened off the pitch at the moment, there's a lot of problems off the pitch. That has to be a factor as well. Think about all that stuff going on with Anthony and Greenwood and Sancho and all that sort of stuff. That's going to have a negative effect on the squad and a negative effect on the confidence and everything at the club, you would think, and Ten Hag as well. Surely it's going to have some sort of negative effect. It's certainly not going to be a positive thing. So that's something as well, It's not an ideal situation for Ten Hag off the pitch either. Oh, Zippy, what's going on there, Zip? Thank you for becoming a member of the Bacon Brigade. Guys, get some big love in the live chat there for Zip. I appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. Look at that, my friend. It's Zippy. Thank you so much, Zippy, for becoming a member there, bro. Dude, somebody take me over the fucking rainbow, my son. Because that's where I want to go right now, rather than watching this shite. Thank you, Zip. I appreciate that. Guys, get some love in there for Zip. We've got a new member of the channel. And yes, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, we've done it. 74,700 subscribers. Get in, you handsome bastards. Appreciate you all for hitting the subscribe button. That is awesome. If you guys happen to be new around here, consider subscribing. We're on here daily with the United news. We cover all the United games in a no bullshit, no clickbait, no guff bag corporation way. So hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe if you're just getting in here and have your say. We're going to have a Q&A at the end of the show as well. Stick around for that, of course. Some quotes from Christian Eriksen now, which I don't really agree with. But let's get it up on the screen. So after the game, Christian Eriksen, commenting about the state of the situation, state of the game. And he sort of said this. He said, the small things need to change. We had the offside at Arsenal, and today when we scored, but it was out of play. The small things we are missing, and a bit of luck to get over the line and get something out of the effort we put in. Yeah, I'm not being completely... I don't think that's the case. I think we were just shite, to be fair. We can't look at VAR decisions like that. I do think the Garnacho one was a goal last time out against Arsenal, and that could have changed the game, of course, but were we the better team in that game, if we're being totally honest? And then this incident today as well. Rashford's ball was out of play. It was out of play. They showed it from the other angle, and it looked out of play. So can we really quibble about that? Those are the rules. It was out of play. It was over the line. So it was not a goal. So therefore it wasn't a goal. So, that's not luck so much, is it? That's just, if that was given, that would have been some injustice taking place. It was not a goal. I mean, let me ask this live chat, guys. Do you think that Hoyland finish, the one that Rashford's, got back across goal, which was ruled out of play in the end from the VAR, do you think that was a goal or was not a goal? Smash a 1 if you think it was a goal. Smash a 2 if you think they were right to rule that one out and it was not a goal. United, thanks for being a member 3 months, bro. He says, can't believe people like Erik ten Hag out after 5 games. These people are insane, mate. I know, I can't believe it. If you actually look at the vote, we had 598 votes in the poll running at the top of the chat. 50-50 it is at the moment. 50-50. That means there's 300 people in here who want Ten Hag out. You what? I find that pretty exceptional after only 5 games of this season, after he did have a good season last season. Thank you very much for being a member for 3 months, bro. Appreciate you, United. Get in there. I agree with you, bro. No goals says 99. Yeah, lots of 2s coming in here. Lots of 2s. Yeah, it just wasn't a goal. You saw the angle. You saw the line. It was not a goal. Kieran thinks it was a goal. But it wasn't a goal, was it? Because it was out of play. So, look, Eriksen's saying this, and that's fine. I guess a bit of luck's nice. But you've also got to have quality, you've got to play well, and you've got to deserve to win. We didn't deserve to win today. I don't really think we deserved to win against Arsenal either. I guess we were more unlucky in that Arsenal game because we went away from home. We played a structured, organised game of football, albeit very counter, very pussy. But it almost worked. But this game today, we weren't unlucky. We were just crap. Thanks for subscribing there, Badu. I appreciate your nice one. Get in there. Chrissy says United will only be successful again once the Glazers are out the club. Doesn't matter who the manager is. Well said. Smash a 1 if you agree with him. Completely agree with you, Chrissy. That's it, isn't it? Get them gone, and I think immediately, almost overnight, we'll probably be back to getting what we want from this team. Probably overnight, bro. Probably overnight. So how do we actually stop the rot at Manchester United? Well, I think you've just hit the nail on the head there, Chrissy. I think we stop the rot by getting rid of these shithouse owners and start having the best of standards. Why are City so successful? Yeah, they're cheats. Yeah, they're cheating bastards, but it's because the standards they set in all departments filters down to the team. The owners are ambitious. The facilities are great. The signings are ambitious. The coach is great. The tactics are fantastic. The professionalism is second to none. You know, all of that kind of stuff, the standards are up there, and that's what you have to have in order to reach the heights that they've reached. Unfortunately, they have cheated their way to get there, but now that they're there, you can't argue with Pep's methods and the way that they play and sacking off players if they, don't want to be there anymore, if they show any sort of level of unprofessionalism. Look at Cancelo, gets fucked off immediately, etc., even though he's a really good player. It's about pulling in the right direction for the team, and as long as you're prepared to do that, then you've got a place there. If not, you're going to get sacked off. And they've just constantly increased their standards over the years, whereas United have constantly allowed our standards to slip over the years. Very, very disappointing. One thing that really pisses me off, actually, about when Man United lose is that fucking prat Piers Morgan, who I can't fucking stand, comes out all the time, putting the old boot in, doesn't he, this fucking wanker? Mate, go and fucking audition for the next Home Alone movie, you fucking twat. You know what I'm saying? You look like that fucking woman in Central Park in New York who feeds the fucking birds in Home Alone, you absolute wank bag. You know what I mean? Put your fucking Hetty Wayne Fox Investigates hat on and fuck off, won't you, Piers Morgan, mate? Does my head in. But listen, yeah, he does. He always fucking comes out mouths and have a fucking go at us, doesn't he? Listen to what he said this time. He said, as woeful United are thrashed at home by Brighton, does anyone still doubt that Cristiano was right about the state of the club and Ten Hag? They've got even worse since Ronaldo left. Oh, fuck off, Piers Morgan. Your team's never won a piss in Champions League, mate. Why are you commenting, mate? Why don't you go hang out with Kevin McAllister, you prick? You know what I'm saying? It really pisses me off, this wank bag, every time I see his comments on social media. It triggers me, mate. It pisses me off. It absolutely does my head in. Why is he even commenting? He's goodness me. You know what? He's got his tongue so far up Cristiano Ronaldo's fucking arsehole. You don't know where he begins and Cristiano Ronaldo ends. If he had his tongue any further up Cristiano Ronaldo's arsehole, it would be like that fucking Spice Girls song, Two Become One. And they fucking, I don't know, they merge into one fucking super twat. You know what I'm saying? It pisses me off so much. He just fucking loves Cristiano, doesn't he, this wanker? But, look, sorry. Yeah, Cristiano was right about the club. Cristiano was right about the club, but he wasn't right about Ten Hag. Cristiano was performing and acting like a fucking spoilt baby when Ten Hag first came into the club, expecting to be mollycoddled, expected to be allowed certain, freedoms and just be selected just because of who he is. And yes, he's a great player, but he's fucking old and he wasn't prepared to get his head down and be professional and not fucking throw tantrums all the time. So I stand by how Ten Hag treated Cristiano Ronaldo during that whole situation. I think he got that right. You can't go on shitty Piers Morgan Arsenal scummers show and talk bad about your teammates and talk bad about the manager and expect to be just let off. Ten Hag, in my opinion, was bang right with that whole Cristiano Ronaldo situation. Cristiano Ronaldo's not bigger than Manchester United. Now, I see a lot of this on social media today. After the game, people said, Cristiano Ronaldo was right. Mate, go and fucking nosh off Piers Morgan if you think that. Who thinks that? Smash a 1 if you think Piers Morgan's right here. I think he's right about the state of the club, but I do not think he's right about Cristiano Ronaldo saying that, Ten Hag was not it. You know what I mean? That Cristiano Ronaldo should have never said that publicly. Guy's a fucking melt. Guy's an absolute melt. There's a few people that agree. There's a few people that agree with him. Fair play. Berber, what's going on, lad? What's going on? But in my opinion, crikey, Cristiano Ronaldo was over it. I mean, he's gone to play in the Saudi league. We're not getting into Cristiano Ronaldo too much, but the point is, we don't need that level of of spoiled brattery. We don't need it. We need professionals. We need people who are prepared to work hard and who don't have this, this ego problem. Jamie Assey says, Piggy's nightmare. Morgan interview with Cameron, says Jamie Assey. Right, okay, second red card, mate. That's not even a thing, but guess what? You're banned for 6 games, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? You're fucking banned for 6 games, Jamie Assey, man. That's the second red, mate. There's no such thing as a second red, but you've just got it, okay? So, basically what's happened there is you just come back out the fucking dressing room after having your early bath, mate, giving it the big, and I sent you off again, mate. So you're going to face 2 disciplinaries there, my son. You know what I'm saying? You've got 2 3-game bans coming for not violent conduct, but prickish conduct. There you go. 2 3-game bans for prickish content, mate. 6 games in total. Get lost. So, that is a nightmare, to be fair. I'd hate to see James Cameron interviewed by Piers Morgan. I'm guessing that's who you mean, because you love James Cameron. Sin Game says, my dad was a manager 30 years. He said to me earlier, I don't like Sancho, but what Eric Ten Hag did with Sancho was wrong, and he does not blame Sancho for doing what he did. Fair enough then, Sin Games. That's cool, lad. Well, I guess your dad, who managed the local fucking Sainsbury's, really knows what he's talking about there, doesn't he? Just joking. Who did he manage? Fucking, Waltham Town under 11s. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about, Sin Games, mate? Who did he manage? Please tell me he managed, like, Sheffield United or something, in which case, fair enough. But you know what I'm saying? Talking about your dad managing, saying he handled the Sancho situation wrong. Come on, what are you talking about, mate? Only Eric Ten Hag knows how he handled that situation. I actually disagree with you because I think that he handled that perfectly well. Sancho shit the bed in training, has fannied around for too long, isn't prepared. He isn't prepared to work hard and get his head down and take any criticism publicly at all. He has to come out and try and defend himself because he's a snowflake. He's an injured snowflake. He's an offended snowflake. Everybody's fucking offended these days. And he's no bloody different, is he? Ten Hag said, he was a bit gash in training this week, so he didn't play. And now, now it's time to mutiny. Now it's time to mutiny because my coach said that I didn't train well 1 week. Grow a fucking pair of cojones, Jadon Sancho. Prove him wrong by putting in stellar performances, lad. Not playing like you've been pissed up on Stella. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem I've got with Jadon Sancho. So, no disrespect. I'm sure your old man's a great bloke. You're a great bloke, so I'm sure your old man's a great bloke. But you know what? Don't agree with your old man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Hey, that's it. What I told. Thank you very much for getting in here with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, would rather have Biden manage United. Eric Ten Hag out says Ezio Auditore. Well, okay, spoken like a true arsehole there, Ezio Auditore, mate. Biden, crusty old Biden, mate. Crusty old Biden. I mean, I know what you're trying to say there, but it's fucking ridiculous, bro. Now you're just being a prat for the sake of it, Ezio Auditore, lad. But I get it, mate, because you've got the name of, a fictional character from Assassin's Creed, bro. You know what I mean? You're not even prepared to show your name in the live chat. You have to come in under the facade of a different fucking, alias, mate. That's what you have to do. You have to pretend to be someone who's a fictional fucking video game character, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? So, am I interested in what you've got to say about this situation? No, I'm not, lad. Especially when you suggest that Biden would be a better fucking manager than Ten Hag, lad. Okay? Nice one. You hide behind your fictional video game character, sir. Okay? Oh, thank you, K Slater. Appreciate you. Yeah, straight red. Straight red on that one, mate. Ezio Auditore, bro. Fucking straight red on that one, mate. Biden taking over the job from Ten Hag. Pissed off, lad. Oh. Branilus, says ESPN said it a minute ago. Ten Hag's coaching is the problem. Oh. Do you know what, guys? Oh, fucking hell, Branulus, mate. I didn't know that, bud. Sorry, I'm going to have to retract everything I said. Do you know what? I'm going to have to retract everything I said because ESPN said that. Oh, you know what? That means that it's true. They're definitely never wrong, are they? They know 100% what's up, don't they? ESPN, they said that Ten Hag's coaching is the problem. Well, that must be it then, bud. That must be it. Listen to yourself, man. Listen to yourself, mate. What, are you going to come in here and tell me now? Because the Daily Sport, the Sunday Sport said that, oh, fucking 6-year-old male puppy gives birth to fucking dolphin. You know, you're going to come and tell me that's legit as well, are you? Fucking hell, bro. Give your head a massive wobble, lad. What are you talking about? ESPN said that Ten Hag coaching the problem. Well, fuck ESPN then. You know what I mean? He got us 3rd place in the league last season. He scored, you know, we got to the FA Cup final. We got to the League Cup. Goodness me. Oh, but his coaching shite. He actually did more than I thought he was going to do last season. ESPN, mate. ESPN. Unbelievable. You tell him, Rushmano. No point discussing with you, Jonathan Gallagher, as you have an agenda, so it's pointless to discuss, says Rushmano. Well, you know, I don't know if it's an agenda. He just obviously doesn't like Erik Ten Hag. You know what I mean? He does seem to always slag him off. I don't know if he's got an agenda. Because an agenda would assume that, you know, he has some sort of influence. And everybody knows Jonathan Gallagher has no influence whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if it's an agenda, so to speak, or if it's just outright bullshittery. I personally think he's entitled to his opinion, though, just like everybody is entitled to their opinion. I mean, let's just do a sweeping cross-section of the live chat here very quick. Just very quickly, just put an in out in the live chat, shake it all about, right? Do the hokey cokey and you turn around. This is what it's all about. Are you Erik Ten Hag in or Erik Ten Hag out? Let's have a vote in the live chat, because I'm sure Jonathan Gallagher won't be the only one that thinks Ten Hag's overrated. Jonathan says Ten Hag's one of the most overrated managers in the world. That's what he says. In says 99p. Out says CD. In says Alex. In says FJT and Simon. In says Just a Harmless Potato. Out says 20 Red Devil. In says Batman. Out says Skeeter. In, out. He's not learning from his mistakes, says Ezio. You're the same guy who just said replace him with Biden, though. Fake fictional video game, mate. In says Berber. In says Freedom and Himalayan Wanderer. Out says Sri Harsha. In. Sin Games is on the fence for now, but man, this guy is pushing his luck, says Sin Games. Hey, fair play, you know, it's better to be undecided than it is to be, you know, too gung-ho. And just to not give somebody a fair chance. Larry Hasser says in. Baldy out, says the Luna. In. Yeah, okay, so most people think that he should stay, to be fair, judging by this. And a lot of people still think that he should be going. A lot of people say out. So Jonathan Gallagher's not the only one. I wouldn't say it's an agenda, but I'd just say Jonathan Gallagher obviously does not like Erik Ten Hag. He doesn't rate him. Is he wrong to think that way? Well, I think up to this point, it's silly to think that way because he's not really given too much of a reason to dislike him that much. He did well last year. It's 5 games into the new season and he has started poorly. But to have reached that conclusion of him already, that's too much too soon. Give him a chance. Give this guy a chance and hopefully he'll repay this sort of faith. But, crikey, I mean, look, this is a results industry. Manchester United is a team that has to perform. But if you say out already, I just think you're a melter. You're a reactionary melter. You can't sack him off so soon like that. There's been many occasions. Look, it's the great Sir Alex Ferguson, man. I always talk about this, but it's true. It took him years to get things going to the standard where he wanted it to at United. He wasn't happy with the standard of when he came in either. He wasn't happy with the players boozing and not being professional. He had to set an ethos. He had to set a standard at Manchester United, which took him years. But once he set that standard, oh boy, did the club do well. And I think Ten Hag's facing a massive job here, especially when you've got the current owners here at the club who are making the whole situation hard. There's a lot of scapegoats in the chat tonight, Pigs, says the Cake Cadet. There is quite a few scapegoats, you know, Cake Cadet, man. What's your obsession with talking about scapegoats, Cake Cadet, lad? You know what I'm saying? Every single Stream is talking about scapegoats, mate. Are you some sort of Jadon Sancho lover? Are you some sort of Jadon Sancho, what's the word, sympathiser? Are you a Sancho sympathiser? Are you? Stop talking about scapegoats, Leonard. Any replacement can't win trophies with Glazers in, so it doesn't matter. Great point, Flip. It's always going to be a problem, whoever comes in, isn't it? Fergie was going to get sacked before he won the FA Cup. Spot on, Gavin. Big Dog says, I set out since he treated the GOAT like a 10-year-old. You can't treat adults this way and expect to have respect. It's not going to work. He's a day school coach. Well, fair enough, Big Dog Patchy. I do take that opinion with a pinch of sea salt because I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think you've got to set a standard. You've got to ask the same of a 36-year-old Ronaldo or whoever as you do the other younger members of the squad, because otherwise you're making allowances. Otherwise you're not sticking to your own rules. You're not sticking to your own standards. If you're just allowing some wank bag to go down the tunnel and throw a hissy fit if he's asked to come on a few minutes at the end of the game. You've got to treat everyone the same as far as I'm concerned. Gary Neville's spot on. Yes, mate. Come on. I agree. Let's have a look at this. Gary Neville spot on, you say? Well, I think you're right. With Gary Neville, what he said about the Glazers and the fact that, yes, it is the Glazers' fault, all of this. So, yes, the Glazers are responsible. It's how it works. You own the business and everything good and bad sits with you. They inherited the best in all areas. They've overseen 10 years of mediocrity off the pitch and on the pitch. They set the culture of greed, ill-discipline, indecision and uncertainty that runs right through the club. Completely agree with Gary Neville on that, man. There it is, Matthew Smith. Most of it, anyway. There is a little bit more of it, of course, which is actually cut off at the end. But it's he's right. He's absolutely bang right, guys. He's absolutely bang right. Look, nobody's going to agree on this scenario because we all want Man United to do well, and right now we're not. And there's a lot of factors for it, as we've said at the start of the show. To pretend this is all one man's fault is garbage. This isn't one man's fault. For a start, the players were shite. They got to take a big look in the mirror, mate. They were gash. Only 2 of them performed to any decent standard today. The rest of them were wank. Is that really Ten Hag's fault? Okay, he's managing them. He's administering the tactics, all the rest of it. But they just seem to just go out there and go through the motions. They weren't really fighting tooth and nail for each other. You look at, of course, the owners. They're a big problem. The toxicity that's around the club with this whole Glazers out situation, them not wanting to go, and the uncertainty that there is, all the problems off the pitch as well with Sancho and Greenwood and Anthony and all this stuff is going to affect it. The injury problems that we've got, there's many factors why United are shit at the moment. It's not just as simple as saying, Baldy Heisenberg's the problem. That's foolish. Zamiassi says, Piggy, don't ban me as Kate Cadet wants you to, says Zamiassi. Zamiassi, don't worry, I'm not going to ban you, mate. I'm not going to ban you. You're always coming in here with good banter. To be fair, you got some good points sometimes. Obviously, half the time, most of the time, in fact, you're talking absolute shite. But to be fair, if anybody talks a significant amount of shite around here, it's Kate Cadet. So if anybody's getting banned, it's him. You know what I mean? It's not you, mate. Don't worry about it. Plus, Kate Cadet doesn't send shit. I'm joking. He actually has done in the past a lot. But you know what, Zane? Let's not make it about you, yeah? Nobody cares. Zane pays the rent, says John Bailey. Exactly. They are shit because of the manager. Takeover shouldn't affect them, says Clint Torres. Mourinho warned United about being status quo, but the fans got tricked by the board. Thinking into Moo, there was the problem. Yeah, good point. So Moo could have done some good things given who he wanted and given the freedoms that he desired. He probably could have done some good things. He won us a Mickey Mouse treble. The players are following Eric Ten Hag's tactics, Pig. I find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe, mate. And it's about executing it properly. You think Casemiro's being told to be shite and misplace every single pass? And he's following his tactics? I don't think that's the case, mate. Some of these players just underperforming in the side. If people calling Eric Ten Hag out already, they clearly need heads checked. Good shout, exactly. Just spoiled little bats. Exactly, mate. Precisely. I couldn't agree more. Ollie Khan says Kate Cadet is a melter. Oh, Kate Cadet's removed his comment there. Kate Cadet, lad, he's just proven a point. You can't even take a little bit of criticism calling you a melter, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kate Cadet, you're abusing your powers here, mate. Do that again, mate, and I'll remove your moderatorship, lad, yeah? Just like that, bro. Yeah? That's right. I'm happy for people to say what they feel as long as it's respectful. And to be fair, I call you worse than that, lad. You know what I mean? Do not banter Kate Cadet. He's 93 years old. We're lucky he can operate YouTube, says Case later. Yeah, fair enough. That's a good comment as well. Don't let these players and owners sack another manager, says Berber. Exactly. Melt that, Ollie, says Kate Cadet. Kate Cadet abusing his powers here. He says the mustard agrees. Well, okay, well, then that must be fine then. That must be fine then. Abusing your powers there, Kate Cadet, mate. Don't do that again, mate. Don't do that again. You was trying to sell Pogba, but the board wanted him to stay. Then he left for free. Ah, good call, you see? See? Show the card. It's all right. I'm going to give him just a talking to, first of all. If he does it again, he might get a card. Zamiassi says Kate Cadet is wokest. Classic behaviour. Do you know what, actually, Zane? You know, I know Kate Cadet a little bit. I actually don't think Kate Cadet's very woke at all. Literally, he came in yesterday and made an obscene joke about dwarfism. Do you know what I'm saying? Those are not the actions of somebody who's a wokist, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? If anything, Kate Cadet is the opposite of woke. Kate Cadet is asleep. Do you know what I'm saying? He's the opposite of woke. He's got his head well and truly buried in the sand, mate. So he's definitely not. You're actually wrong about that, Zamiassi. Might be a bit of a prat, but he's not woke. He's definitely not woke. He's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kate says he's definitely not woke. He's definitely not woke. Trust me. If Kate was American, he would vote for Sleepy Biden. Self-abuse from Kate Cadet. Anyway, do you know what? Fuck talking about the Kate Cadet, mate. We're here to talk about United and Ten Hag and stuff, yeah? Nice one. Right, anyway, guys, I'm going to get into the live chat now for a bit of a chat. There's 500 legends in here. What? 500 legends listening to this tosh? Holy shit. What's the matter with you people? Goodness me. Well, you might as well take a second to drop a thumbs up on this video if you haven't done. I'm going to shout out all the reposters in a minute. Everyone has shared the link at the top of the live chat, so please do give us a repost. We're going to get into the Q&A now, even though I've just been doing that for the last few minutes anyway. But yeah, look, Ten Hag's got a lot to learn from this. A lot to learn from it. The players got a lot to learn from it. There's many factors as to why this is a shit show. It's not just as simple as blaming it on one man. Thank you, Vuti. Says we got 240 likes. That's good, but there's less than half of the amount of people we got watching. You what? This is a United-esque level of performance like today. Pull your finger out, pull your weight, and smash that thumbs up button. It's free. Take a second to leave a like on the video. You know it makes sense. Also, hit the subscribe button. Check that out, guys. We're on our way to 75,000 subscribers. It's actually in sight now. It's very close. We're not that far away, so please do hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Nice one. Right, okay, I'm going to get into the chat. Let's have a look at who's given us a repost here on Twitter. Shout you all out at the top of the chat there. We've had 11 reposts. Thank you so much to all the reposters. Let's see who we've got. Aaron Homeyard, J United and Gaming, Sanjay Ramatar, Kieran Watts, United Mark, Stephen Braun, Transfers_UTD, aka Rushmano the Don, Clive Grant Stewart, Vincent Bullock, Larry Hasser, and Boomy. Thank you guys so much, each and every one of you legends, for giving us a retweet. It does help spread the word of the show. That's much appreciated, guys. Get in there. Okay. Time to get into the chat for a few minutes, so let's just discuss it. Let's get your thoughts in there. Keep voting on the poll. I'm actually going to end that poll there because it's pissing me off. Is Ten Hag the right man for Man United? We've had 766 votes. 51% of people say yes. 49% of people say no. That's crazy, isn't it? I can't imagine it's that polarising of a situation at this moment in time, but apparently it is. That's mental. Paul, thanks for your super chat, bro. Get in there, Paul. He comments, the immortal Dallas Cowboys head coach didn't win one game in his first year. Fans called for his head. The owners gave him a 10-year contract and he won championships and Super Bowls, says Paul. Gotta love that faith. You gotta love that faith in them, don't you? Fair play, Paul, lad, you know? Fair play. I think that's fair, isn't it? Same could be said for Fergie, of course. He had like 5 years before there was any success at Manchester United, and people were calling for his head. If he didn't win that FA Cup replay, then he probably would have been sacked off, and we would have never had the great 90s and noughties that we did. So I agree, Paul. You got to give people time, especially in this game, in this day and age where everyone's so quick to blame one person. And Kate Cadet's to talk about scapegoats, right? Kate Cadet likes talking about scapegoats. Well, that's all that Manchester United's owners do, is scapegoat the manager. That's all they do, is scapegoat the manager every single time. They put it on the manager. It wasn't Ollie's fault in the end either, if you actually look at what's going on. It's the same problem as every manager. Ollie actually did an okay job. Okay, maybe he wasn't the right guy to take us to, being, not Pep levels of manager or anything like that. Of course not. But, crikey, he wasn't the biggest problem at Manchester United, but they scapegoated him. They scapegoated Rangnick. They scapegoated Jose. They scapegoated Louis van Gaal. They scapegoated all the managers. David Moyes after 8 months. That's what they do. They scapegoat all the managers. Pig protecting Rashford, says Mark N. Who the fuck's talking about Rashford, mate? We're not even talking about Rashford. Why would I protect Rashford? Well, Rashford has, had a brilliant season last season for us. But you know what? He's been a little bit gash recently, hasn't he? He had a good couple of last games, though. Good couple of last games. Today, in the first half, he was by far and away our best player. I stand by that. In the second half, he was crap. But, so was everybody in the team apart from one or two players. So I'm not protecting Rashford as much as I'm not getting on his back for no good reason at all. Berber says the English core at the club is toxic, I believe. The same players that sacked Ollie, Jose, Rangnick and soon Erik ten Hag. That's a fair comment. Fair comment. He's not playing the way Ten Hag wants him to, says Mark N. Oh, you know that, do you, Mark N? Oh, yeah, you know that, do you? So, just to get this right, you've either got one of two situations going on, Mark N. Either it's like that movie Inner Space with fucking Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and fucking Martin Short, where you get shrunken down to the size of a fucking sperm and injected into Ten Hag's body, and you've got into Ten Hag's brain, and you can fucking read his thoughts based on hanging out his fucking hypothalamus or some shit, and you know exactly what he's thinking, do you? Oh, yeah, nice one. Either that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you've got access to some portal into his fucking inner conscious like that movie being John Malkovich, mate. Yeah? With fucking John Cusack and John Malkovich, and yeah? Those are the only two options, the only ways that you know what the hell you're talking about here, my son. So you know what? How the fuck do you know that he's not playing the way Erik ten Hag wants him to play? He's just not maybe performing that well. Do you understand? There was 9 players out there who were shit today. 9 players out there who were shit today, Mr. Malkovich. Do you understand? Come on. You love the medical rant, says Case later. Thoughts on Onana? Oh, not a good day at the office for him today. 2 opportunities that he could have probably stopped. He didn't. He made some decent saves second half. It's just not the problem area for us. I stand by my statement that De Gea was a great player for us. I miss De Gea. I actually really miss De Gea. What a fucking great player for us. Yes, he hasn't got the feet. So what? But he has got the shot stopping, and that's a goalkeeper. Keeping goal. Keeping the opposition from scoring goals. That's what a goalkeeper does. He had the shot stopping ability. He's a match winner for us many times, and we just sacked him off in favour of some fancy-footed individual, and that's fine, but come on. We could have invested somewhere else in the side. So, I stand by the fact that I miss De Gea. But you miss De Gea so much. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Look, I understand that Ten Hag wants to get a certain style of play, and so you have to trust a manager. So I do trust a manager. But I can't pretend that I'm not happy I can't pretend that I'm happy that we got rid of De Gea and that we didn't invest properly in another area on the pitch, which could have helped us more. So, yeah, as much as the Glazers are shite, I still think we did not spend our money particularly well in the summer. Onana only good in the Champions League, says Kim Slayer. Onana's the Maguire of goalkeepers, doing my tits and already bloody hell the mustard. Certainly not very good, was he, early doors today. De Gea better than Onana, says Nas. Well, that's an outright shot stopper, no question. Onana isn't even a third of what Alisson offers. Well, again, we're being too harsh. He's only had a few games here. Only had a few games, and we have to give him a chance. But he's obviously not covered himself in glory today. Johnny says Manchester United didn't get the essential players we needed. I think it's fair. We probably needed another centre-back, another midfielder, another striker. If we'd have got that, we'd probably be looking at a much better team right now. So I think that's fair. What will Pellistri do when Anthony Ahmad and Sancho return? Oh, God, I can't believe he's not getting in the side right now. Ten Hag should have started Pellistri. Rashford needs to be dropped, says Mikhail Kramer. I don't know. I mean, he needs to be talked to. He needs to be told to pass the bloody football. He needs to be told to stop being so selfish. But if you can shape him and mould him into a better version of him, he's a great player. He was actually fantastic in that first half today. People forget. He was shite in the second half, but he was really good in the first half. You repeat, keep the manager, sack the team, says Denise. Precisely. Jonathan says the football's beyond ridiculous, says Jonathan Gallagher. Seriously, says, call me mad. I think we've not played as bad as being said, says Seriously. Fair one. Maybe with the finishing ability up the top of the pitch, we could win these games. A lot of these games. Even that Spurs game, even this game today, we could have won these games with better finishing. Onana conceded 10 goals already. I can't believe we've only scored 6 and we've conceded 10. Our goal difference is -4 right now and we're in 12th place in the league. What an abysmal start to the campaign. How many will Kane get in the week? Oh, crikey. So we got them in 4 days' time. He's definitely going to score against us. I don't want to be negative and say how many he's going to score against us, but I think he's going to score against us because Bayern are a very good team and Kane's a very good goal scorer and we're not looking too good at the moment. Let's just hope for an upset and we can get the job done. 7 failed attempts, not good enough. Rashford says Mikhail. Nah, not a good day at the office overall today. Yeah, that's gash as well, MT. Bruno on the right wing. Give your head a wobble, Mr. Ten Hag. Play him through the middle. Get McTominay out the side and play Pellistri on the right. It's not hard. Bayern 7-0 says Jay. I don't know about that, Jay. Let's ask the chat for fun. Yeah, we did miss Wan-Bissaka today. So true. Let's ask the chat for fun. Predict the scoreline in that Bayern Munich game coming up. Kane hat-trick says Berber. Predict the scoreline. Sadly, I'm going to say 2-1 to Bayern. I think we'll lose. At this moment, we are not looking good. We can hope for a reaction, though. Thank you, Paul. Maybe they'll shock us. Maybe Welsh Red. 4-1 to Scott. Needs to learn to make mistakes as the Cape Cadet. 4-0 Bayern. They could rest Kane against us, to be fair. They could still rest Kane and still batter us, couldn't they? DJ Mickey says 3-0. Alex says 1-0. Walter White says 8-0. 2-1 says Palmer. 4-1 says AML. 6-0 says Emperor Jerome. 4-1 says Bayern. 4-0 to Bayern says ES Cloud. Fabane 4 says 4-0 Bayern. 3-1. 2-1 United. Get in there, Danny B. That's the first person I've seen that's actually said we're going to win. Love that. Larry says 3-0 Bayern. 1-0 says Sean. 8-0. 2-0 to Bayern. 2-2 says Timmy. We will win, says Markien. Go on, Markien. Well, I love the positivity. Kingslayer says Bayern 2-0. We're just not a good version of ourselves at the minute. It's not that we want to lose. It's not that we don't want to have faith in the team, but we're just not a good version of ourselves. There's a lot of problems, as we mentioned. Injuries, off-the-pitch issues, faith, confidence issues, the rest of it. There's big issues at the club, and it's not going to be easy for us to win against a really good team like that. 1-0 says Welsh Red. 5-1 says Tim. Get Amrabat in. We can, yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. I think once he's in the side, that should give us a much better looking solid midfield because McTominay's gash. Exactly old school form. McTominay was constantly in no man's land today. Less space for their wing. Oh, he's awful. To be fair, Bayern have looked shaky in their first few games. He just gives us nothing, doesn't he, McTominay? Yeah, they drew their last game, didn't they? 4-1 Bayern says Madhouse. You don't feel good about this one, says Love Handles. All these goals predicted when we can't score. Yeah, that's the problem. King Boomy says 5-1 Bayern. We are useless away from home, says Jonathan. Yep. I need to sell all those players. Oh, that's another thing, actually, Jonathan. I just realised. So, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, that's it. That was the game that stopped our home run, wasn't it? We had a great fortress record of, I don't know how many games it was. Lots of games running back into last season. I think Brighton were the last team to beat us at Old Trafford, and then we went on a big run. I don't know, I can't quite remember now, but our record at home is now back to 0. That's gash, isn't it? Bayern aren't great, but Man United are in trouble, says Scott. Well, that's good for Fraud Sports, let's hope so. 20 games, says KRLB. Amrabat's the only hope we have to get back on track. Hopefully he sorts that midfield out, says Don Berber. Well said. Maguire versus Kane. Do you know who does need a kick up the arse this season? Casemiro. He's just been given the captaincy for Brazil. And no problems with him last season, but he hasn't got going yet this season. Why is that? He's a great character, but he's not showing it at the moment. He just hasn't got going. I don't buy that he's over the hill, he's too old. I don't buy that. I just don't know. I don't know what's happened with him. He looks jaded or something. He's just not really doing it. We have lost the last 4 games in the league to Brighton, says Wazza. Yeah. Every team gets injuries, sounds like excuses, but we've got a lot of injuries right now, Jonathan Gallagher. You do realise that? We've got like 9 players out, lad. Like 9 players out, bro. Bayern 9-1, says Charlie Anthony. Cass headers dropped, to be honest, says Timmy. He probably hates the club and can't wait to go to Saudi, bloody hell. PJ says Rashford's useless. He stands there like the Brazilian Winnie the Pooh watching people run past him. Casemiro's an old man, legs trust me, says Paul. He does kind of look like he's a bit like that. 1 or 2 kilograms overweight. He's been on the Luke Shaw diet. Brighton got our number, says Ezio. Sri Harsha says, how should United play against Bayern? I mean, hang back and go classic counter. Yes, and yes, we do. Like kind of like we played against Arsenal. You know, that's not how I want to play. But what is the most effective route to Manchester United getting a result in that game? And a result in that game would be a point away from home. You know, it's to try and play negatively, it's to play defensively, it's to counter, it's to defend well, and it's to not give much away and not commit too much and leave loads of holes. So yeah, pretty much how we went about it against Arsenal. It's not inspiring stuff, but we don't have the confidence in the team to go and outplay any team at the moment. So I think if you're going away to a big club like Bayern, yeah, you've got to sit back, you've got to play counter-attacking football right now. And we're a bit better at doing that sort of stuff, to be fair, than being asked to take the game to teams. Casemiro had Modric and Kroos at their peak. Yeah, to McTominay and Bruno. Well, Bruno's immense, to be fair, at peak. Come on, Bruno is class. But Bruno's being asked to do something that he's not the most adept at. Zane says, Gashamiro eating too much of Cake Cadet's cakes, says Amy Assey. I wonder what's in Cake Cadet's cakes. It's a great question. What do you reckon? So if I had to guess what is in Cake Cadet's cakes, I would suggest that it's not the sort of conventional drug that you're thinking. You know, I think what's in Cake Cadet's cakes is Regain, some sort of hair replacement sort of drug. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a balding individual, this guy. And so he's probably eating cakes laced with Regain, this twat. Yeah? And what, Cake Cadet, lad? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. Enjoy it, lad. Enjoy it. Bit of Regain for this twat. Mickey Lind, I'm glad you're here as well, bro. Thank you, bud. Paul says, where are the £10 chat saying, did you spend your allowance this month? Oh, Paul, nice one. Good one. He's been dining out at Salt Bay's restaurant again, mate. Hanging out with that Johnny Depp lookalike. Pig Saturday at the Comedy Club, says Kate Slater. Shots fired, says the Hoot Man. Furkan Aaron says, what did you have for dinner? Why are you obsessed with what I've eaten for dinner, Furkan Aaron, bro? Seriously, why are you obsessed with my eating habits, mate? Do you know what, Furkan Aaron? None of your damn business, mate. We're on here talking about fucking football, mate. Do you know what I had? I'll tell you what I had. I had a whole wheat pasta salad. Are you happy now, mate? Are you happy now for that piece of gem of information, bro? Are you happy with that? I had a whole wheat pasta salad, mate. Exciting times, huh? Thank you for the super chat, Furkan. Kate says, who gives a shit about being bald? Fuck me. Get a grip. Yeah, spoken like a true legend, mate, to be fair. You know what I mean? But being bald's cool. People like baldies these days, don't they? Jason Statham, Eric Ten Hag, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? Bald's cool, mate. Everyone knows bald is cool. You know, bald is cool, mate. Yeah, definitely. Bald is cool. On the right person, bald is cool. United playing with nappies on, says PJ. The Rock. Yeah, The Rock's bald as well. Your missus is bald, says Zip. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my son. Bloody hell, Rory, Sheridan, friends. Let's try and keep that sort of shit out of the live chat, mate. Gonna remove that comment there, mate. Fair enough if that's the case. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But fucking hell. Shit the bed, mate. You know, not the time or the place. Not the time or the place. What happened to Eric Ten Frog's claim we'd be the best team in transition? He lose faith in that too. I guess we've not really got the personnel in there right now. His signings, Martin Amrabat, not fit at the moment. McTominay's never going to be involved in any midfield that is the best at transition. Never, ever, ever. That's true. Yeah, there you go, Jim. Everybody goes bald eventually, don't they? Thank you, Design Playground, says awesome channel. You're almost 70, never had a salad in my life. Don't buy the hype. Have a steak, says Paul. Hey, I like eating steaks as well, you know, Paul. I do. But I just have like these pre-packaged salads that I buy from Asda for £3.50, mate, and like they're really quick to eat. So I had to go and drive like 15 miles after I've edited all my videos. I didn't have any time. Got back like 45 minutes before this video. Didn't have any time. Had to eat a pre-packed salad, mate. That's my life. That's my life, mate. Didn't have any time to do anything else, bro. So I had to do that. I didn't have time to cook a steak. McAverage and transition should never be used in the same sentence, says Rushmano. Well, unless you're talking about... Never mind. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that statement. Ed Shorter says, don't fall for the vegan agenda, pig. Salad has zero nutritional value. Eat steak. It was a chicken salad. Whole wheat pasta chicken salad, mate. It's got whole wheat pasta in, which has some nutritional value, and it has chicken pieces in as well, mate. Protein. Yeah? It wasn't just a fucking piece of fucking vegetables, mate. Okay? You don't need to tell me, mate. I know what I'm talking about, lad. Hate the word transition. The transition stopped from Fergie to Moyes. No more excuses. Yeah, oh yeah, that would be nice. So you really think one player, Amrabat's going to come in and change this shit, so says Trini Red Devil. Do you know what? Trini Red Devil? Yes. I do. I actually do. Not the whole shebang, but in conjunction with other things. Like Ten Hag playing a right winger. Like Højlund settling in. And Amrabat coming in and giving us that solid base. We signed him because he's a great technical combative midfielder. Go and have a look at his statistics in terms of transitioning the ball into attack, playing balls into the final third, creating chances, keeping on the ball. This guy is a technician. And so I do think he will tick things over for us. Yes. Let me ask you this question. If Paul Scholes slotted into that midfield alongside Casemiro, would that change everything for the better? Of course it would. Now, it's not going to make everything great overnight, but when you've got a fantastic player in the centre of the park, that's the engine room. That can make a big difference. I imagine Scholesy in his prime slotted in next to Cassie right now. We would win a lot more games. That's the fact. Not saying it would change the whole team, but it would certainly improve things massively. And if we were able to, get something out of Amrabat, then, it would be good. Hey, what's going on, MFC Realist TV? Welcome in there, my son. He says, Joe, Mickey Blue is sad. I'm usually the most positive Realist fan. Give me that Zamiasi cake. Switching off. Hey, man, I feel you on that one, bro. It's fucking disgraceful, isn't it? What an unbelievably gash day to be a United fan, man. 5 games in the Premier League, 3 lost, only 2 wins, 6 points out of a possible 15. Super depressive. Super depressive, mate. I feel you on that one, mate. I'm going to be switching off myself soon. Thank you for getting in here, though, tonight, mate. I appreciate you and much love, We've just got to hope that we bounce back. Let's hope for some sort of crazy result against Bayern Munich in a few days' time. And then winning our next couple of Premier League games is an absolute must. If we don't do that, this season is going to fast become an absolute debacle. And I'm not looking forward to that at all. Let's get some super chat emojis in there for MUFC Realist. Sorry to feel you feeling sad there, Mickey Blue Eyes. You know what I'm saying? Much love, though, bros. Keep your chin up. Kate Cadet says Piggy is on a plant-based diet these days. I'm actually not, mate. I'm actually not. I'm on a varied diet, mate, to be fair. You're on a regain-based diet, mate. Super chat. Greg says, please pray for my Greek team, Ajax Athens. Brighton next. Hey, they're my Greek team as well, lad. Get in. Let's go. AEK Athens. Come on. Let's go. AEK Athens. Oh, here we go. Tactician Tom says, so you wouldn't take Big Ange over Eric today. Share my video, bitch. Who do you think you are? Right, I'm going to share Tom's video here. Listen to this guy. So he made a video earlier. I didn't share it for a reason, because it's a despicable video, mate. That's right. That's why I didn't share it, because I didn't want to share it. But you know what? I'll share it now. Right, check out my brother's channel, Tactician Tom. Right, Tactician Tom video. Here it is. I'll put it in the live chat. Click the link. Go and give him a follow, Tactician Tom, and watch that video there. The Hoop Man watched it already. Yeah. Mikhail Kramer watched it and said, good video, bro, but still nah. Exactly. So my brother made a video about wanting Ange Postecoglou over Erik ten Hag. This was before this game today, by the way. I don't agree with that sentiment. I still think Ten Hag did boss job for us last season. Just because you've got some sort of irrational man crush on Postecoglou because you like his accent and his little face. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what the reasoning is behind this. Oh, he's come in and stabilised Spurs. You ever heard of a manager bounce? Never heard of a manager bounce before. Let's see if he can bounce his way to top 4 this season, which would be a great achievement for him. I don't think he will. I still think he's going to melt because Spurs are crumble jobs and he's still coming in here, has to tussle with the best of the teams in the Premier League still. So, okay, he's had a great start. He's had a dream start. Not Big Ange. Ten Hag all day. Guys, who would you rather have at Manchester United? Big Ange or Ten Hag? So, yeah, I'm going to pin my brother's video to the top of the live chat there. Go and click his video and watch it after this one. Because it's a fucking shitter of a video. To be fair, no, you might agree with him. You might agree with him. It's an interesting take on it anyway. Go and watch it. But, yeah, I can't handle it, mate. Same as he. Yeah, lots of Erik ten Hag coming in here. Get in there, guys. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Spurs will probably sack him by Christmas. Great shout, Berber. Exactly. He's going to melt eventually. Come on. Zamiasi says United could drink sneak energy drinks, says Zamiasi. What? Fuck are you talking about, Zamiasi, bro? What's that got to do with anything? United could drink sneak energy drink. What's the matter with you, bud? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. What? Eh? Huh? The fuck are you talking about, mate? Roshi says, Big Ange, oh dear. What relevance does sneak energy drink have to anything, mate? That's some bullshit powdery guff that gamers drink and think they're fucking cool. In reality, they're just drinking a fucking carton full of fucking aspartame and shite, probably. I don't know, I've never had it, but you know why? Because I'm not a fucking mock wannabe gamer lad. You know what I'm saying? People who drink sneak energy Just saying, people drink Sneak Energy. They all want to be the next fucking, I don't know, like fucking Markiplier or some shit, don't they? That's what they want to be. They want to be the next fucking streamer or whatever. Oh, let's buy the Sneak Energy and act like a fucking Billy Big Bollocks. What a bunch of fucking losers. There you go, I said it. Oh. You think Shane should be relegated, pig? Hey, fair play to Emperor Drone. With comments like that, it's coming. It'll be competing for the conference soon enough. Getting the MUFC realist. That's the sort of positivity we like. Come on. He says, Piggy, we will fresh Bayern. We had bad luck lately, but I feel we will start frying some bacon soon. Big up. Let's do a show soon with Jarvis. Hey, get in there, my son. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We will get round to it as soon as I can. I mean, time is a bit of an issue for me when you guys do it. But, you know, because I'm doing my late night shows and it takes a bit of planning and shit like that. And I've got to eat. But if you can do an earlier show with me one day, I'll be up for it, lad. Definitely. But 9 p.m. is no good for me. But, yeah. Get in there, my son. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we are going to fresh Bayern, but I love that. I love that level of optimism. And big up Jarvis, what a legend. You met Callum Best today? Nice one, Vincent Bullock. Fair play to you. You know, that's pretty cool. Good stuff. Did you tell him his dad was a fucking legend? Billy Big Bollocks is great at paying for dinners, though, says Kay Slater. Yeah, exactly. There you go. The team has no character, no personality. Right, anyway, guys, listen. I've had enough of this shite conversation tonight. You know, no disrespect to anybody. You're entitled to your opinions, and I love everybody getting in and having a chat. It's not even a shite conversation. It's been a very well received and measured conversation, actually. But you know what I should say? I've had enough of talking about this shite topic. That's what I should say. It's been a great conversation, but I've had enough of this right now. Been on here for 90 minutes. I hate talking about this shite. Manny says, stop blaming the manager. The manager doesn't kick the ball as has any implications on finishing. Squad is gash. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Thank you, Rushmano, says you're right, pig. Thank you very much. What about one more hour? It's a no from me, Carol. Look, listen, check out my brother's link about Postecoglou at the top of the live chat. Let's get 300 likes as well. The Hoop Man says 288 likes. Let's get 300, says the Hoop Man. Come on, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Smash the likes on it if you haven't done so. That'd be awesome. Drop a thumbs up on it. You know it makes sense. Manny says, love you, Mr. Pig. Thank you, Manny. I appreciate you, dude. Get in there, my son. Thank you. Love you too, dude. Yeah, so guys, make sure you hit the likes. Help us get to 300 likes. We are going to run a giveaway, actually, tonight. My post-match reaction video is had a lot of views because we lost. And that's what fucking happens because all these fucking wank bags come out in droves when we lose. It's actually had like 13,000 views since we put it on, which is a lot of views, right? And to enter the competition, all I want you to do is go over there and before 12:15, so you've got half an hour, comment on it. Don't worry if you've already commented on it. Don't worry if you've already commented on it. Just comment on it again in the next half an hour and you will be entered into the giveaway competition for a t-shirt, okay? So I will pin this at the top of the live chat, t-shirt giveaway, as long as you go over to this link and smash a like and make sure you're subscribed, obviously, and go and comment on this video, you know, then you will be entered into the giveaway, guys. So go over to this rant video. If you haven't seen it, it's just a compilation of the watch along put down into a compilation, you know, into a concise sort of 14-minute video or whatever. Give it a watch if you haven't done so. But go and check it out by smashing a comment on it within the next half an hour. I will go back on there at 12:15 and I will screenshot everybody who's entered between now, which is 11:44 and 12:15. And if you go over there and comment on it, you'll be entered into the t-shirt giveaway. So I'll pin that to the top of the live chat. Go and check out my brother's channel before you do. Your rant from today will do well, says the Hoop Man. It is getting a lot of views, mate. It's getting a lot of views because people like the suffering. That's what it is. There's a lot of negative people in the world. There's a lot of Liverpool scummers and City scummers. Well, not that many, about 2 of them. And a lot of fucking Chelsea scummers and Arsenal scummers and wankbags like that who like to watch when we do badly. That's the reality. My videos of us winning never do fuck all. But this one's already had 13,000 views. 904 likes. What? Oh, that's the watch along, right? That's the watch along. This I'm talking about the one at the top of the live chat, which is the post-match rant video. Go and check that out. Smash a like on it. Smash a comment on it in the next half an hour, and you will be entered into a giveaway, which we'll draw tomorrow. Yeah, Kate Cadet says, love the exclusive footage today, Rushy. Yeah, no, that was fantastic, wasn't it? That was actually awesome, Rushmano. Thanks for giving us that exclusive footage, mate. Rushmano in the stadium, giving us awesome updates and actually insider video from the ground. Great to have it on the channel, mate. Thank you so much for leveling us up there, Ruddy. Rushy. Sorry, I just called you a bald Arsenal fan from New York. I apologise, Rushy. Bloody hell, got my Rushies and my Ruddies mixed up there. That's not good. Sly says, was an entertaining game overall today. Great job like always, mate. Thank you, Sly. Do you know what, Sly? Do you know what I'd like to say to everybody here about this whole Ten Hag situation? You know, and what's going on at the football club right now? Let me tell you. Ain't nothing gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. And keep moving forward. That's how winning's done. Hey, yo, Adrian. I did it. Sly, thank you so much for getting in here with that, mate. That's very nice sentiment, lad. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks so much. Oh. Get in there, Rushmono. Yeah, great footage. Thanks for that, Rushy. That was actually awesome. Shadow Stoic. Sorry, mate. Sorry to call you a bald New Yorker. Shadow Stoic, thanks for gifting out a membership on the channel. Nick S, get in there, you handsome bastard. Thank you so much. Can we get some love in there, please, for Nick S? I appreciate you, Nick S. Everyone, get some big love in the live chat there for Nick S. Everyone, thank you so much to you. No, Shadow Stoic, sorry. Never mind Nick S, he's just the guy who's got a free one. But shout out to Shadow Stoic, the guy with the Master Ball vibes. Thank you so much there, Shadow Stoic. I appreciate you. Get in there, Travis. Hell yeah. Everyone, get some big love in for Shadow Stoic, who's just gifted out a member on the channel. That's very kind. Rocky would sort this out, wouldn't he? Oh, yes. That's what we need. We need a Rocky 3 scenario right now. Ten Hag needs to hook up with Apollo Creed. They need to go back to basics with the squad, right? They need to start training in the ghetto. And they need to, like, go running on the beach and work on their fucking sprinting and work on their mentality and get their heads right. That's what they need to do. They need to do what Rocky did in Rocky 3 after he's lost to Clubber Lang. Get their fucking heads sorted out, guys. That's what they need to do instead of playing like a bunch of Kentucky Fried Idiots. Alan Partridge and Linwood sort United out, says Rushmano. I'm not driving a mini metro. Anyway, guys, I've got to wrap this up. Thank you so much for getting in here. I appreciate you. You're a bunch of fucking legends. Thank you so much for joining us and getting aboard the Bacon Express. Much love to you guys. And thank you so much for being part of the channel tonight. You're absolute legends. Great show. Great show tonight. Great show. Stay classy. Have a good one. And thanks for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow with the latest United news and goings on. Thank you, Luan France. Hello to you. Welcome in. How you doing? Trini says, we ain't getting hit yet. Wait till we play Bayern. Therapy session settings incoming. Dude. I'm worried about that game. Thank you, Travis. Thanks for everyone getting involved in the show. Come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Kate Cadet, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Oh, he says, when the seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think scapegoats will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much, Cake Cadet. Thank you very much, Cake, you legend. Get some love in there for Cake Cadet. Mate, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Aaron, for commenting on the giveaway video. Yeah, go over to this video pinned to the top of live chat. Comment on it before 12:15 a.m. So half an hour, within the next half an hour, go and watch it, give it a like, make sure you subscribe, and we will enter you into the competition, which we'll draw the winner for tomorrow. That's it from me, guys. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. United's in an absolute disarray shit show right now, folks. It's not getting better until these Glazer wank bags are gone. I agree with what Gary Neville said here. It stems from the Glazer shithousers. Yes, we should be doing better, of course, but it's all down to standards slipping for a long period of time at United, and it's not acceptable. Get the fuck out of our club, Glazer wank bags. Enough is enough. See you later on, peeps. Thanks for tuning in. Come back and have your say about anything we've discussed. Ten Hag, the squad, the owners, whatever you want to have a chat about. Keep the debate going afterwards. Go and enter that competition. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. All the links are in the description. Thanks for all the moderators for moderating the streams today. Thank you all the members for getting in here and supporting the channel. And you have yourself a cracking evening, guys. That is it from me. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.